Hello, my dear students. Hello, grade 5. Hope you are well and in a good health. So this class is about a revision for the mid-exam today for the science. And it's about Unit 3, about lesson 1 and lesson 2. The first question here is about multiple choice. So try to find the best answer. The first question is about the circle, the letters of all the correct statements. Yeah, we will read it right now together and we will think about it. Okay, let's start. Here, the question number 1 talking about the relationship between organisms. So the first one here, plants, mice, snakes, and hogs live in a barrier area. How is the plant different from the snake? So the answer will be the plant is a consumer and the snake is a producer. O, B, the plant is an herbivore and the snake is a carnivore. C, the plant is a producer and the snake is a consumer. D, the plant is a carnivore and the snake is an herbivore. Let's think about this question and do your answer. Think about it very well. Yes, it will be the plant is a producer and the snake is a consumer. Why? Because the plant, it is the only one who makes its own food. So that's why we call it a producer. Okay? So why we call about the snake is a consumer? Because always it is on animals and animals also called a consumer because they a producer at the plant. Because we know that the plant make a photosynthesis process, and photosynthesis process is important to the producer to make their own food. Okay. The second question is about what do animals need for the grass? What do animals need for the grass? We will see letter A saying here the air or the soil and food. We talked about that before, and we know that the soil is not most important thing. No, the air is most important thing, yeah? And food is a product or the principle or the main product, okay, for the photosynthesis. But here it's about the animals. How animals need for growth. What is the most important thing they need? Yeah, they need air, they need water, and food. So the answer here of this choice will be letter C. Okay, let's turn to the third question. It's saying why are plants called producers or producers? A plant, a producer, or plants are called producers. So here they're giving us, they make carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon dioxide. Or they are decomposed, or they make their own food, or they make oxygen. So here is, it will be also C, the letter C. Why? Because they make their own food, and we discussed about it in the first question. Let's turn to the fourth question. Telling us that living things are other living things are called. Yeah, now we know it as a knowledge, and we want to focus on in it every time we read this question. So it will be consumers, consumers. Okay, let's practice the pronunciation well. So it's called consumers, consumers. The fifth question is talking about the relationship between animals and plants. So when animals eat plants or another animal that eat plants is getting energy that originally came from water or the air or other animals or the sun? So let's think about this question very well. So it will be the sun, because it's most important thing to give us this. Yeah, give also the plant first, and after the plant, the producer. After it will be the consumer, and the consumer eat the plant. Okay, after the plant make the photosynthesis process. Okay, let's turn to the sixth question. What can plants do that animals can do? We mentioned it before in the fourth and fifth question, right? So let's think about it. The first one is plants can grow and change. Plants can grow and change. Letter B talked about the plants can move to find food. The plants can move to find food. We don't know. Maybe you can think about that. If the plant can move or not, you don't know. You can think about that. Plants can make their own food. Plants can make their own food. Let's tell me about that. If you can think about that, yeah, you can write in chat box or something like that. Okay. Number D. Plants can use air to help them to survive or to help them survive. Yeah, plants can use air to help them survive. But here, talking about what can plants do that animals can do. So they can make what their own food. So the letter C is the correct answer. The best choice for you now. Plants can make their own food. Let's turn to the second question. Yeah, we remember Saleh in our class, right? Yeah, if you are here, Saleh, here, raise your hand or make a chat. Saleh puts a green plant in a closed water bowl. He gives it soil and plenty of water. What will happen to the plant? That's Saleh used. Yeah, that's Saleh used to make experiment. It's his experiment on that. The first one, it will, yeah, um, it will die because living things need oxygen. Or may it will die because it doesn't get any sunlight. He is talking about a plant, not an animal. Number two, letter C, it will grow slowly because it also needs plant food. Or it will grow fast because it has good soil and water. Here, after Saleh puts a green plant in a closed water box, he gives it good soil and plenty of water, so he gives it everything it needs. What will happen to this plant? Yeah, but just having not sufficient something, what is called, yeah, the light, sunlight. So it will die because it doesn't get any sunlight, because all of them are exist here, but without the main important thing in photosynthesis, that is the light. Yeah, now we memorize this question very well. It is very important, okay? And here it's been on what we talked about before in photosynthesis, okay? Let's turn to the question number 2. Here we have a photo. We have a photo, and this would tell us something. We have here animals, horse, and grass and so on. So the question here is called the study, telling us to study the photo to answer the question. What is the original source here of the energy that the horse uses to grow and survive? Yeah, you say, yeah. So what is the original source of the energy that the horse uses to grow and survive? We know that here, as we said, for plants and animals, the sun. Why? The horse is eating the grass, and the horse here is a consumer, and the grass is a plant, so it is producer. So the horse is eating the grass because it is a consumer, and the grass is a producer. Let's turn to the second part of the question. How do you know? How do you know here? Because because the grass its energy where from the sun, from the sun. So it's like dependable, okay, relationship. Consumer after a producer. Okay, let's just start with another question talking about the chemical process. Here, this question telling us use the words below to complete the statement. Here we have some words like chemical process, physical process, some, most, all. I will fill the blanks here or the gaps here after choosing the best or the correct word here. Okay, let's start with the first one. Why here we choose the chemical process? Yeah, you can read it. Yeah, yeah, release the energy stored in food. Yeah, release the energy stored in food. So here we choose a chemical process releases the energy because the photosynthesis in plants also it is chemical equation or chemical reaction, right? Here a chemical process releases the energy stored in food, in plants and in animals. Okay, the second one talking about organisms. So organisms use this energy to keep warm, right? But all organisms or part of organisms, some organisms, yeah. Here, the answer will be some organs use the energy to keep warm, right? Because it's not like we can't relate, we can't know it in plants or we can't notice it in plants, right? But in animals and human, yeah, we can see it, right? Let's turn to the third one. Organs use the energy from food to carry out life function. Here is all organs. All organs use the energy from food to carry out life functions. What is the life functions here, my dear students? The properties of living things, right? What is it? Like what? Yeah, we can think together with each other. It's what grow and a chemical process and biological process and moving and the other properties, right? And reproduction, if you know about reproduction, and we will talk about it in next session, inshallah. Let's turn to the question number 4. Let's read it together and we think about how can we choose between these or among these words, consumers, decomposers, and producers. Let's see, our gland food chain is made up of many different living things. These living things can be described by the role they play. In this model, what living things are missing and what are the rules? Write the letters here of the words that correctly complete the sentence in the blanks. Let's read it together and we will find, okay? Okay. In a food chain, plants use sunshine and water to make food. So the first one here is insect. What about the insects? Insects is animals, right? And one of the animals. So we will say insects are consumer, that is the plant. So we are always talking about the same point, between consumer and producer, the plant, right? Let's continue reading. Birds eat insects. So this is the second step. Larger animals like the fox eat smaller animals. So organs here, such as worms, are decomposer. Yeah, make analysis or make an analyze for it, right? Decomposer. So let's start with the third sentence. They break down dead animals and the plants into nutrients that help you it will be the last word, right? So it will be producer. So new producers grow. Okay, so the correct letters will be respectively A, B, and C. A consumer, decomposers, and producers. Let's check the fifth question. And this is in our student book, as we know, yeah? And we answer it many times before, but I want you to mention it, or I want you to know about it, okay? Or to memorize it. Complete the model of the plant process of making food by labeling the matter and the energy inputs and outputs. So we are talking here about inputs and outputs. Let's see the words here. Sugar, air, waste, and water. How we can make this equation of photosynthesis here? Just here we see in the picture the sun plus what? Plus what? Equals food and equals weight, right? So we will see here the sun plus the air plus the water to equals sugar and waste, right? So here is the byproduct. Who can tell me here is the air, and the air here is carbon dioxide. But here also waste is air, but it's oxygen. So plant give us oxygen that we breathe. But in photosynthesis, they take what? Carbon dioxide. Okay? So the answer here is like that. So let's turn to the sixth question. Which plant part would likely be larger in a dry environment? Which plant part would likely to be larger in this? Okay, so we will see it. Which plant part would likely be larger in a dry environment? Let's see. The answer here will be which plant part would likely be larger in a dry environment? Yeah, dry environment means like a desert. So we need what? We need deep roots. Plant part would likely be larger. Okay, deep roots. So roots here in the plant needs to take in as much water as it can. So must be deep to take the water, right? So the answer here will be root. The plant needs to take in as much water as it can. Excellent. That will be good. Thank you. So let's turn to question number 7 and try to find the best arrangement here in this picture. Okay. In a very cold climate, it's like a story. In a very cold climate, mammals like polar bears have to work hard to keep warm. How does the food they eat help them to stay warm? You should think about it. How the food they eat help them to stay warm. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see it together. Number the parts here, the food energy cycle from 1 to 5 in the correct order. Okay, let's see. The first one will be, yeah, you can write in chat box if you can. Chat box, okay? Yeah, I will check it. Yeah, the first one is energy. Yeah, it will start with energy from the sunlight helps plants produce food. So what about how we can think about what is the other thing or our sentences we can think about it? What are the other sentences we can think about it? Yeah, the first one it will be nutrients or chemicals. Nutrients or chemicals. It will be nutrients. Why? Because nutrients here in the plants give animals energy to grow and move. So the second will be nutrients in plants give animals energy to grow and move. After the nutrients, it will make for the plant will make a photosynthesis process or a chemical. So it will be chemical in an animal body break down food into nitrogen. This will be for animals, not for plants. Okay, but I mean, for example, for plants. Here also for animals. So chemical in animals but body break down food into nutrients. Number 4 will be movement causes an animal's body temperature to rise. That's why we eat help them to stay warm. The food they help them to stay warm. Okay, and they eat the plants as we know. Okay, but yeah, so number 1 is energy from the sunlight helps plants produce food. Number 2, nutrients in plants give animals energy to grow and move. Number 3, chemical in an animal's body break down food into nutrients. Number 4, the movement will come. So movement causes an animal's body temperature to rise. And number 5, the movement uses energy and causes the need for more food, keeping body temperature is constant. What does mean constant? Mean the temperature fixed stay as it is. So it will be like us. We have 37 degree or with 37 centigrade or Celsius. So it will be constant. That's why mammals from animals and also birds have a constant temperature. Have a constant temperature. Prepare for the question A. Think about plants here. List 2 things a plant needs to make a sugar. Sugar. Think it. It will be the first one, water and air. But the air here is represented N or represents N carbon dioxide. And the second one will be the sunlight. will be the sunlight. So if I told you three things a plant needs to make a sugar, it will be water, air, and sunlight. If I told you two things a plant needs to make sugar, it will be also water and sunlight, or air and sunlight. Don't put here a soil, because soil is not much important. Some plants grow without soil. So here the mean, or the principle of the mean material that the plants use is one of those. Okay, let's see, talk about also the question number 9. Question number 9 here telling us to draw a line to each term to identify whether it is needed for a plant to make food or is made by the plant. Put a box around the energy involved. So this question having 2 points. You should draw a line to each term to identify whether it is needed for a plant to make food or is made by the plant. This is, and put a box around the energy involved. Who can tell me here the energy involved for this? The energy involved here, it will be sunlight. Sunlight, it is the energy involved. The sun gives us, give the plant rays and light, and the plant use that in their leaf. It's called chloroplast, something called chloroplast, have a green color and have a pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, and this chlorophyll take what, take it, okay, take the sunlight. Okay, so we will talk about that later also and discuss about it in next sessions. So now we will find what is needed to make a food. The first one, it will be air. It will be air. The second one, it will be the sunlight. The second one, it will be the sunlight. And the third one, it will be water. So the three main principal things here, it will be air, sunlight, and water. But made by the plants. The plants make what? Make the food, what is represented sugar, and waste byproducts like oxygen gas. So the third answer will be checking the box, sunlight. Checking the box, sunlight. Okay. Thank you for this session and for listening to me, my dear students. I will discuss another session, inshallah. Thank you so much for your patience and for your lesson. Okay, take care and have fun. Thank you.